What's up, everyone? All right, today we're doing a drugstore haul. I have maybe more drugstore products that I've ever bought at the same time in a very long time. But there were a lot of new things that came out that I was really excited about. If you saw on my Instagram, which is at It's Jessica Braun, shameless plug, I had posted on there like, hey, do you guys want to see what's in my Ulta cart, like what I'm about to buy? So I posted on there. So a lot of you guys have seen probably half of these. And then the other half of these I bought just in store while I was grocery shopping. And you know what? Out of everything I ordered, some of the stuff online, only one thing was shattered. So I'll have to deal with that. It's this Physicians Formula highlighter. What a bummer. It's the It's Toast highlighter. So I'll have to return that. That sucks. But everything else came intact. So that is always good. So cheers. Also, isn't this the cutest thing? This is like a lidded coffee mug, but it's just smaller for travel or on the go. And I got it at Target, so I'll link it. I love this so much. It's the prettiest, like tortoise shell. I did a Target haul the other day, and if you want to see that, I'll link it below. And in that, that's of course where I brought this up and all kinds of other stuff. You know how Target gets you. All right, let's dive into the makeup. So I've already put sunscreen and foundation on. I'm wearing the Milani spfbff on my face today. It's an SPF 30 primer. And then I threw on the Hailey's BB drops in Fair Cool. I honestly have not used this a lot recently, so I wanted to try it again. It looks really nice. I used it with the brush at first, which I know is unlike me. I don't usually use brushes, but it did a good job spreading it out and it definitely had higher coverage. I ended up going in with the sponge in the end just to get it all to melt into the skin a little bit better. And I really like the way my skin looks. So I'm like, okay, so that isn't exciting. I need to use that more often now that I've tried it again, you know? But the next thing I wanted to share are some new concealers that I bought at the drugstore. So one of them is the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken concealer. So it says it's a 5-in-1. It's got caffeine and vitamin C. And I wanted to try the Universal Brightener shade just because I really liked the Maybelline Age Rewind one in the brightener shade. But it does such a good job when you like really need the help on the under eye. It really does brighten. So I was wondering if this would be similar. So it's got a like spongy tip there. Just gonna squeeze it into it. Ooh, yeah. Liking the way this feels. That definitely looks nice and bright. So I might be using that, but the other concealer I wanted to share is the Maybelline Super Stay Active Wear. So this one says it's a 30-hour concealer. I wanna know what you're doing if you're wearing your concealer for 30 hours. But the shade I got was 15. Ooh, okay, might not be using this today. This is so yellow. Well, but see, kind of looking at it, I think just in comparison with the brightener, it's super yellow. Now I want to swatch some of my other concealers I know I like and kind of see like, okay, this Cover FX Power Play one is a shade that works well for me and it's one I like. That's the Cover FX, that's the Revlon brightener, and that's the Super Stay one. I'm gonna try the brightener. I think I'm gonna go in with that. Maybe we'll try this. I mean, I'm still gonna try the Maybelline one, but I just think shade-wise it might not be just right. So we're gonna use this as though it's concealer. Probably too much. When you're using new products, like, I don't know, how much is too much? Is it enough? It's like salt in a recipe. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. And I'm using the Taylor Wynn Sigma concealer coverage brush that's in her trio. I can link below. It's so good. Ever since I tried it in a recent video, I've been using it a lot. It's so good for concealer, especially if you're a concealer brush person like me. Like, I always use a concealer brush. So with and without, it definitely brightened, and I feel like just evened things out nicely. It blended in really fast. Like, concealer's a step I have to do. Like, it's even if I'm not putting foundation on, I love concealer right there because I definitely do have blueness, purpleness, and I even have, you know, a little bit of foundation on top of it just as I was blending my foundation on today. So it's usually even more pronounced, and concealer is something I just don't skip if I'm putting any makeup on. And this feels like a really good, like, quick concealer that does the job. I think it looks really good. And like I said, it blends in super fast, which for me is pretty important. I don't want to spend 5 minutes on concealer blending it in and, you know, adding more or trying to remove some. You know, this seems to be very fuss-free. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like it's melting well into the foundation I already had down too. That's another thing I've realized in all of my years trying many, many concealers. Some concealers just don't play well with other products. So you'll see like a definitive line where the concealer ends and foundation begins, or where they meet, it'll just look weird. This is not doing that. It's really melting in so nicely. So liking that. It doesn't seem to be super dewy. So I don't even really feel like I have to set it. We'll see if I do. I end up setting my concealer most days anyway, just because I like it. Okay, other thing, the second I put this bad boy into this is gonna be the messiest cap in the universe. Nope. It got all over the cap. Dang it. Anyway, but formula-wise, I'm really digging this. So this is exciting. This is going into my vanity because this is something that I liked using. It was comfy to use and easy to use. Oh, some of these things we're gonna be trying today, you guys, I'm so excited about and I haven't heard a lot about from other people yet. Oh, I bought a new part of my haul, an e.l.f. Wow Brow. I buy these every couple months because I do think they run out fast, but they're only $4. I still have a little bit left in this one, but I did buy a new one and I was wanting to pack my hospital bag like makeup. The Wow Brow is something I know I'm gonna bring because it's super quick. I'm just gonna be bringing super easy things. That way if we're getting any pictures or anything, or I just wanna feel put together, I've got some makeup. Like I said, the Wow Brow is definitely gonna go, but I figure I'll just pack the one that's almost gone and then I already have my new one to replace it so that while that one's sitting packed away, I'll still be using this like every day. So I'm trying to decide what direction to go here. So we have a couple of new eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore, y'all. Some of these are like $4. I'm so excited. So we've got two new Essence ones. So I had already tried the Essence Coral Me Maybe. It is such a beautiful palette, especially if you like pinky, peachy tones. I love that palette. So I've been wanting to try some of the other ones because they have so many. They have like blues and greens. Well, they came out with a new like nude one and I was like, oh my gosh. So this is called Nothing Compares to Nude. And it's just got these beautiful nude tones. These are really light, so this would not work for everyone, but well, gosh, now looking at this is really light. I was thinking this would be a little bit deeper, that color there. So we shall see, but the formula of these palettes is insane. And the fact that it's so cheap makes no sense to me. I'm like, how are they making these? So the other one I grabbed was Bronzed This Way. This one definitely has a little bit more deeper tones and it looks so pretty. So when you compare these two together, you can definitely see the Bronzed This Way has a little bit more deeper tones, but both very neutral. So maybe we'll do a mix of these two because I'm not sure. But I did get a third palette from Physicians Formula, and I haven't seen them release a new like eyeshadowy palette in a while, but this is the Butter Believe It eyeshadow called Bronzed Nudes, and it's their Muru Muru Butter eyeshadow. Muru Muru. Try to say that right now. Muru Muru. You have to like really think, don't you? Maybe. One of you guys brought up such a good point, and I agree with you. I'm having to tear this out. Okay, so the packaging feels really flimsy. But that's okay. I mean, is it? I don't know. But you brought up that you hate the Physicians Formula. They'll randomly do some shadows, just different sizes. And I actually think that's a really good point because sometimes they'll make one smaller that you might want more of. And then they make like this blue one I'm not going to use a ton, kind of silvery blue, but they make that a bigger one. And so who's deciding this? You know what I mean? Like just make them all equal. Why are we doing so? That is a really interesting point. Maybe I would have picked up on it, but now it's all I can think about. So I do want to swatch this, even though I think I'm going to use the Essence ones today. They feel really, really soft. Looks like there's only really one matte shade. The rest are like shimmery. Well, that's not true. There's two matte shades. The brown there on the corner is more matte. So there they are. Looks really nice. I mean, it feels like decent quality, and these are really pretty colors. So maybe I'll dip into a little of that today too. But let me swatch these Essence ones as well because I want to see if they're the same quality as the one I already love. Because, you know, there's always a chance that maybe they're not. But I feel like I've heard from a lot of other YouTubers too that love these palettes that they're all really good. These are definitely just a little bit more buttery than the Physicians Formula ones. But it's very slight. They're a similar formula. So there's the Nothing But Nudes one. Like I said, a lot of lighter colors. That's just something to be aware of, that if you're gonna want some deeper colors, this might not be the one for you. Or maybe you get like a couple of them and use them together. This is the Bronzed This Way. The shimmers are definitely more pigmented than the matte ones, and they're a lot creamier. Now, I've noticed with the matte ones in these, they do still blend really well though. So, you know, I'm not usually putting a swipe of a matte shadow all over my lid. I'm usually going shimmery. So it doesn't bother me as much, but if you are someone that like you're going into it with the matte shadows as like the feature, I don't know that these palettes will be your favorite. So let's do, I made no decisions on this. The day I'm filming this, I'm filming a little bit early because I could go into labor. I mean, I've got a while while I'm filming this, but I also am like in my mind filming ahead so that I have some videos. So I'm filming this on Valentine's Day. So I'm wearing my pink. We're just staying home and ordering pizza. But I figure I could go with kind of a pink look. So I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here. It's kind of a bronzy pink. Ooh, a little bit more orange than I expected, to be honest. Cool. Just blending that. Yeah, they really do blend pretty well. I'm gonna go over into this one and use this kind of matte, kind of light shade just to kind of add that to the crease. Boy, this is looking pretty orange, isn't it? Let me see if I can kind of calm it down. I'm gonna grab this really pretty light bronze and just tap that on top and see if that kind of, ooh, it didn't really calm it down, but it added a really pretty shimmer on top. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a lighter shade there in the center. Well, it doesn't really go with my shirt very well, but y'all are just gonna have to bear with me, okay? I thought about wiping it off, but I was like, I mean, it's not that deep. And I do like non-color looks all the time, so at least this one has a little bit of color. Yeah, that matte really is blending really nicely though for the crease. And then I think I did this. That's so pretty. And then this shade here was the one I tapped in the center. So I definitely am already, just based on this look alone, getting more use out of the Nothing Compares to Nudes palette. Just comparing the two, but that is no surprise because you know I'm a neutrals lover. So awesome, very excited. I will report back on the Physicians Formula as I try it more. I'm sure you will see it in a speed reviews video and or just chatting and trying makeup, you know. You know how I do. I have a couple of liners here. These I bought in store and they're both from Maybelline. I think it was like buy one, get one 50% off. I'm like, well, then. I got the Hyper Easy eyeliner. So this is a 1.5 millimeter, really, really tiny tip eyeliner. I love these. They are so perfect for just like tight lining the eye. And so I'm curious, it says it's easy line, smooth glide, skip resistant. I'm curious how it will do in the upper waterline as well. So we're gonna try that out. And then the liquid liner, I'm gonna put kind of on top to do a little wing, is the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Eyeliner. I got Forest Brown. Okay, we're doing brown today. That, I mean, honestly, that'll probably work well, but I definitely thought I got black, so. I'd love to say I had the excuse of like, my toddler was with me and I was distracted. No, I was just alone in the store, just didn't look. Just a big dumb animal, folks. So yeah, look how tiny this tip is. Like that is teeny tiny. So let's see how it, kind of swatch it. Oop, I broke it. Seems pretty creamy. So that was pretty easy to apply. It definitely reminds me of the 1.5 millimeter liner from Hourglass. It's like way more expensive. That one's a little creamier, but the hardest thing and the reason I haven't repurchased it again, I mean, I repurchased it a couple times, but I got tired of buying it because I would fly through it in a few weeks because it was so creamy that you would just blast through that pencil. So it was one of those things that it's like, yes, it's amazing, it's easy to apply, but at least a pencil like this is creamy and amazing, but it's not so creamy that you're blasting through the pencil. At least it doesn't feel like you are. And look how, I mean, I feel like that was so easy to get that little black line. If you are someone that doesn't really do liner and you don't really understand, now I usually do a thicker line, I just like liner. But if you do something as simple as this, a really thin line right at the base of the lashes, and then you put mascara on, it really does give that false lash effect because the base is so dark. And that is why I've grown to love liners so much, because I really, really like that kind of doe-eyed look. So yeah, I'm liking this. I will use this again. I think the packaging is really pretty too. Maybelline always had, well, not always, but a lot of times they have really cute packaging. I feel like that's cute. So let's try the liquid liner then next and see how it is, even though it's in brown. Usually browns, I feel like in liners, are so dark that you can barely tell it's brown. That's why I never worry too much. And sometimes brown liner just looks really good, you know? Ooh, this is a juicy brown. If you like brown liner, go grab this one. This is, I don't know that I've tried one like this. Like that's a pretty kind of chocolatey brown. This might make me a convert fully. That was so fast, you guys. I like that it's got a felt tip, but it's a little bit longer, so I feel like you can cover most of your eye in like one swipe. You know what I mean? I better wipe these swatches off before I get them all over myself. I'm now at the point in my pregnancy where the shirts I get, and they're maternity shirts, but they're now, because my belly's so big, they're not going all the way down and covering. It's like halfway up my bump is where the shirt ends. I'm like, oh crap, I think I need to size up. So one thing that the 1.5 millimeter liner is doing is transferring down to the other waterline, and I hate that so much. So we'll see if it transfers again. Like, I have forgiveness for ones, like when I first apply it, if it does, that's no big deal. So we'll see if it keeps doing it, because that will be a deal breaker for me. So I like the liner. I really like the color. I think this brown is really pretty. I want to try it some more though, because I noticed that by the time I was doing my second eye, I felt like I couldn't get enough ink out. You know what I mean? Already. And so I feel like usually that's not as much of an issue, especially if I just like shake it again and do it. And I feel like I was struggling to get it as dark as this. So again, we'll report back on that in a speed reviews video here in a month or two once I've tried it a lot longer. But let's try this new mascara. This is from L'Oreal. It's their Voluminous Noir Balm Mascara. I got it in 980 black. And it says it's got a supple brush. What does that mean? Supple is such a weird choice for that. The Voluminous line from L'Oreal, man, has been around forever. And love the packaging, love the gold. I tend to like a lot of L'Oreal mascaras, so my hopes are kind of high. This formula though, look at this. This is you saw me just open it. Why is it so messy? We're just gonna see. This is a wet formula. I have a feeling this will be one that in 2 weeks, I'll open it again and try it and be like, oh, okay. Because right off the bat, I feel like it's just kind of like slopping around on there. And it's not like, I feel like I have 6 lashes. You know what I mean? Like it just clumps them so you only have 6. Not that there's anything wrong with 6 lashes, but it's not always the look I'm going for, you know? I don't know. I don't think it looks terrible, but you guys know I've tried a lot of mascaras. This is not like tickling my fancy just yet. But some of you guys, you know, you prefer a wet formula. I definitely seem to like something in between. For a while, I was really into drier formulas, and I still kind of am. But the issue with that is if the second you open it, it's already kind of dry, which is great. The mascara ends up working perfectly day one. But I feel like after like 3 or 4 weeks, it's already too dry. So then it's like, well, so now I'm buying mascara more often. I don't know which is better. Still my favorite mascara, and I just repurchased it because I'm like, you know what, forget it, I miss it, is the Essence, not the Lash Princess. I love that one too, and with the green writing, but it's the Essence Lash Extensions one. I'll link the exact one because Essence makes like literally 15, 20 mascaras, and a lot of them are good. But that one that I'm talking about is my absolute favorite one. And I feel like it's just that. It's that Goldilocks effect. It's not too wet and it's not too dry. It's right in the middle. So I feel like it still lasts like 3 or 4 months. My lashes look amazing with that stuff. And it's freaking like $5 or $6. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's so good. All right, so it's looking better with like a second coat on over here. So that is good. Just meh. We'll see. I might pop on another coat here in a bit. We'll see. Let's try another thing so many of you guys have asked me about, the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. This just came out as part of their camo line, and they've got like their camo CC cream, all of that. This should be an okay match. It might be a little deep. I got Fair 150C, but I want to see, ooh my gosh. That has some freaking coverage. So I've mentioned recently a lot of days, if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll throw some sunscreen on, maybe like a tinted sunscreen, a little bit of concealer, and a powder foundation. And I just by dusting a good powder foundation all over, it instantly gives me the look of foundation. And because I have a sunscreen underneath it, I feel like it still has that juicy look I want, but it's tamed down and then, or you know what I mean? The juiciness is toned down, but I have the coverage of the powder foundation. So we're gonna give this a whirl. I'm gonna use kind of a fluffier brush first because I don't know how much this is gonna, you know, it's definitely a little deeper than the foundation I have on, which that's fine. Trying to shade match on the internet, always fun. Oh my gosh, guys. That looks really good. I mean, I knew it would have coverage. I mean, every powder foundation is gonna cover, but it like looks good on the skin. I really hope that's coming through, especially if you get rid of the peach fuzz on your face. I haven't done it in a while. I need to do it again. Like dermaplaning, you can get them for like $2 or $3. Watch a YouTube video. It's not hard. It's not a big deal. But especially if you get rid of the peach fuzz on your face, powder foundations look amazing. And this looks good even with peach fuzz on my face. So I feel like without it, it'd be even better. And I'm someone that I don't like my skin to look super matte. I can definitely see, I put a lot here and it's looking a little bit makeup-y. See, that was dumb, Jess. I used the Haley's BB drops and I don't know what to expect from that since I haven't used it a crazy amount, especially recently. I feel like I should have used a foundation I know better. So far, I'm liking it. Okay, I'm just gonna skip bronzer. We'll see at the end if I change my mind, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't really want to wear bronzer. So I have 2 blushes. This is what I'm excited about. 2 new blush. So one of them is the Physicians Formula Matte Monoi Butter Blush. Oh my gosh. It's called Mauve Mattes. I have a feeling this is gonna have that really strong smell that their Matte Monoi bronzer has. It is strong. I cannot deny that, but yeah, so strong. So strong. Offensively strong. But are you kidding? Look how pretty this blush is. I almost don't want to ruin it, but I gotta know. So it definitely, wow. If you like really cater to up here, you're gonna get a much deeper blush. And then if you really cater to this side, you're gonna get a lighter blush. So that's kind of cool that you can kind of customize it in that way. And of course you can just swirl the whole thing together, which is what we're gonna do today. But that's pretty cool. Like I said though, sensitive to smell, avoid. At all costs, avoid the Matte Monoi line from Physicians Formula. But the other blush we got is from Kiko Milano, which I didn't even know was being sold at Ulta. And this looks so cute. Looks like a little gift of like chocolates. This is their Sweet Affairs Duo Cocoa Blush. So this is a #1 Ruby Cocoa. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? It's so pretty. I don't know which one to use because you know I want to use this. Let me swatch these. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a lighter skin tone shade. First of all, look how pretty that is. But then the other one you can barely see. So what I would probably do is just kind of swirl these together and put them on. Let me try that. And that way we can see it. And then I'll probably go on top of it with this just because I want to wear them both, okay? Let me just try just the light pink. See if it even shows up. I have a feeling this would be one of those blushes that if you really want to just be able to go ham and just see a little light flush, if you're lighter skinned, this would be great. Otherwise, I mean, this is really not showing up like crazy. Let's put the shimmer on top though. Oh my gosh. Is this the year of the blush topper? Because I'm kind of tired. I mean, I'm not tired of highlighter. I'm going to be playing with one today. But sometimes it's nice to just be able to put a whole wash on your cheek. Are you kidding me? That looks so pretty to me. I do feel like I need to kind of blend out the edges a bit. It's a little more forgiving on camera, but in person, I'm like, ooh, okay. We are making a choice today, though, with this orange shadow and this pink blush. Ooh. So let me use a little bit of a fluffy blush brush to try the butter bronzer on the other side. Definitely can be pigmented. Ooh, okay. But really pretty. I will say this about the Physicians Formula line. The lasting power of these are amazing. Like the bronzer, that stuff does not budge. So that is one huge props I have to give to Physicians Formula is I feel like the wear time on their powder products is really high. And like even back when I was teaching, you know, those are long days. And I feel like if I were wearing the butter bronzer or a blush from them, it would last all day. Like I never worried about it. So we've got the Physicians Formula and the Kiko, very, very pretty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Kiko shimmer one and kind of tap it on top of this so that it like at least somewhat matches. It ain't perfect, but that's okay. I think they have a bronzer duo. Just saying. Also, the packaging of this little butter blush is so cute. It's smaller than the bronzer and it's so cute. Makes me excited for summer, that's for sure. Oh, I wanted to try this on. This is the Revolution Extra Hold Brow Glue. It should just be a clear like brow gel, you know. I want to see if it's a dupe for the Anastasia one because I'd love to save money. That is definitely my favorite and I'm tired of spending $20 pop. Although I think the last one I got like on a sale, you know, like a Christmas holiday thing where it was cheaper. Or maybe even, I feel like Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, they randomly have full sizes of the clear brow gel for like half off. So then it's like 10 bucks, which is more drugstore priced. So this is what it looks like. That just took me forever to open. It feels maybe a little more sticky than the Anastasia. I don't know. This is kind of feeling good. Like I feel like my brows are not gonna move and that is the point, baby. We'll see. I liked that applied really easily and it didn't leave a bunch of big glops of wet, which some do and it drives me nuts. That's why I like the Anastasia one. And this didn't do that either. If you saw me in person, when I tell you that I kind of look like a clown, that blush really is a lot. So I need to be a little bit lighter handed with both of them, honestly, but especially the Physicians Formula one. So we do have a highlight to throw on. Also from Revolution, this is their Bright Light Highlighter. Again, I want to see, I'm always on the hunt for dupes. I want to see if this is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter that has like the sponge tip that's always sold out. I've loved it for years. I really do love it, but you know, it'd be nice to not have to buy that because I have bought another one. So it's got, I'm telling you, such similar packaging to the Charlotte Tilbury, almost a Physicians Formula. I like the pink packaging of this though. This is really blending in easily. I mean, this is awfully reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury, you guys. I mean, this is exactly the experience I have putting it on. It might be my next video after you see this, or maybe in a couple videos, I'm filming a Charlotte Tilbury best and worst. And if I have any, oh, Jessica, too low, geez. And if I have any dupes for stuff, because I do. And this and the brow gel, we'll see. I'm gonna try these out like in comparison with those in the next couple days, and they might be dupes in that video too. That's what it looks like when I have the Charlotte Tilbury one on. It blends in that easily, and oh my gosh, this is so exciting. All right, so lastly, I've got just 2 lip products. So one of these I'm gonna toss on, and then we'll toss on the other one. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Tinted Lip Balm. The shade is Made for Peach, and this reminds me of like old school drugstore. Like I feel like tinted lip balms were such a thing for so long. I remember in my mom's purse growing up, you know, you like randomly are like in the car with your mom waiting on your brother or something, I don't know. And she'd be like applying tinted, so I'd be like looking at the makeup in her purse. She always had a tinted lip balm in there. I wonder if she remembers exactly what kind. I should ask her. I feel like it reminded me of this. And I remember even at the time thinking like, why doesn't she just wear like a full-on lipstick? Now I get it, because life gets in the way. It's not as emollient as like, you know, the sugar lip treatments. If you've ever touched that, it has this like slipperiness to it that you either like or you don't. I'm really not sure how. I like it, but I don't know. This is not like that. This really does feel like kind of more like a lip balm, but maybe a little bit more moisturizing. And that color for me is the perfect lip color because it makes it look like I'm wearing something, but you don't need a mirror, you know? And that looks really nice. That's so cool. So this is going right into my purse, but I did want to try this. So when I posted about this on my Instagram, so many of you guys were like, Jessica, strap right on in, because when there's a sale, you're gonna wanna buy 5 shades, because a lot of you guys have bought multiple shades of this. They never say what it is, but it's their new like balm gloss. I'll put exactly what it is, of course, down below. But I got it in the shade Feathery Fleur. So let me wipe this balm off just because I want you to see what this looks like just as is. Oh, it smells good too. Not the normal L'Oreal stink. You know what I'm talking about. The lipsticks, I can't. Those make me sick to my stomach. This has like a slightly sweet, and it's not a super strong scent. So I don't think if you're sensitive to smell, this won't bother you. But it's just slightly sweet, and that's nice. It's just a comfy balm gloss, you guys. Again, you don't need a lip liner with it. You might want a mirror, but I don't even think you have to. They did have a lighter shade than this I almost bought. And I think when these do, you guys were right. When these do go on sale, I will probably buy that and another shade. So if you have any shade recommendations from this line, please let me know, because this is exactly what I like. This, okay, add it to the list, baby. This is a total dupe for the YSL Glossy Balm Stains. I love them. This is exactly the same thing. In fact, these are so similar. I think, okay, I should say this. I think the L'Oreal one is a little bit stickier, but it doesn't feel sticky, but like just swatching them. So this is the YSL one in shade number 12, and this is the L'Oreal one in number 50, Feathery Fleur. Very, very similar. So this is awesome. All right, I gotta stop there. I think that's everything anyway, but that was a fun drugstore haul / trying stuff on, swatching stuff, chatting about them. I guess I can take these out now. I hope that you enjoyed. I love doing videos like this. And I feel like I always go way too long. And so by the time I do like a drugstore haul, it's been like 6 months, and I'm like, why don't I do this all the time? It's so fun. So I hope that I remember how much I love doing this so that I do them more often, because there's always new stuff at the drugstore, always. And there's so much good out there. So thank you for bearing with me in my mismatched makeup self. All right, I think I've got my top 5 here. So if you were like thinking about buying anything based on what I'm talking about in this video, these are the 5 I already feel like I recommend. The Essence Nothing But Nude, nope, nothing compares to nude palette. I just think this is really either of them. But if you're like me and you like light neutrals, then this. But any of these palettes, highly recommend. This was a great addition to their line. I really enjoyed the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken, the brightener. I haven't tried the shades of these, so if you have like just the traditional concealer shades, let me know. Do you feel like it's still pretty good too? I really like the brightener, but I know that's not gonna work on everyone. So the other shades, hopefully they're all the same formula. I would assume they are. Anyway, so that one surprised me because if I'm being honest, I was kind of going into it thinking, yeah, maybe I'll like it, but I feel like it'll probably just sit on top of the skin. No, this like looks like your skin. I was really impressed with the Wow Camo powder foundation. I just love powder foundation. Another thing to think about too is, you know, if you, like for me, I still feel like it looks a little makeup-y right there where I put a lot of this. So you could dust it on lighter. You could also use a sponge if you really want some high coverage. But setting spray is gonna be your best friend. With powder foundations, I feel like across the board, because when you spray it all on, it can really soak up that slight powdery layer, and what you're left with is just the really pretty foundation-y look that this can give you. So, wow. I really enjoyed the Revolution highlighter. This is good, you guys. This is really good. And I like that I feel like the base of this is a little bit more translucent, so it's even easier to blend in. And I feel like it looks natural on the skin, but there's definitely a highlight there, you know? And then you already know the L'Oreal Glossy Balm, whatever this is actually called. This is exactly what I like. I'm excited to get more shades. And this is hard because I'm looking at the other ones. Like I really liked the clear brow gel and I really liked the tinted lip balm. The blushes were beautiful. I just need to be a little more careful with them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I think the biggest fail of them all, probably so far, this mascara, I don't think it looks terrible, but it is not the best one I've tried, undoubtedly. The liners were pretty good, still want to mess with, and of course I didn't really use this Physicians Formula thing yet. So I hope that was enjoyable. I love doing videos like this. Like I said, if you did enjoy it, please subscribe. I do makeup videos like this where we just chat and try and make up. I also do reviews, but then I also do vlogs a couple times a month, just sharing about my life and having a toddler and eventually having this baby and all of that kind of stuff, recipes I love. And then what else do I do here? I don't know. We just do a lot of coffee chats. I clearly like to talk. I could talk all day. So if you just like talking about life and other stuff outside of makeup, I do a lot of that too. So I'd love to have you join our family by subscribing. Comment below, how long have you been watching my videos? And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Why not? I don't even know what I'm saying, you guys. But genuinely, I'm curious, how long have you been a watcher of my channels? How long have you been a subscriber? Do you remember? Do you remember the first video of mine you saw? That is always very interesting to me. Like, what did you stumble upon of mine that made you click and watch? That's illuminating for me, really. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.